Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Do you like my crazy 80s hair I slept with French braids in? And this is what we've ended up with. I kind of like it. You know, it's not what I'm used to, but it's fun to switch it up sometimes. In today's Tuesday review video, we're going to be talking about the new, I think it's new at least, Concealer by The Ordinary. This is their high coverage formula concealer. I couldn't decide between two shades, so I bought both because it's only like a $5 concealer. So I bought 1.1N and 1.2N. Spoiler alert, they are almost exactly the same. Like when they dried, like in the swatches on my hands, when I let them oxidize a little bit, there was maybe a slight difference in undertone, but they are pretty much exactly the same. I truly feel like I did not need both shades, so I already gave one to one of my siblings, so I only have 1.2N here to show you today, but just pay attention to the swatches on the website when you buy them so you don't end up with two colors that are technically different, but pretty much the same like I did. This concealer costs $5.80 Canadian, and you do get 8 milliliters or 0.3 fluid ounces. It claims to be a full coverage concealer, and it just comes in one of these little squeezy tube bottles. I'm not going to read you the whole explainer on the website because in typical The Ordinary fashion, it is quite long, but I'll just read the first little bit. A high spreadability suspension system that offers very high coverage with a real skin finish. Packaged with a thin nozzle applicator for precise and easy application, this formula allows high pigments to look natural on the skin and resist collecting in fine lines. Available across 36 shades. The shades are divided into 4 categories. I'm not going to explain that to you. You can read it if you want to, about how the shades break down in the different undertones. Directions. Apply to imperfections, blemishes, or under the eye area. Blend using your fingers or a brush. If irritation occurs, rinse off, cease use, and consult a physician. So right off the bat, I'm going to tell you right now, it says you can use it under the eyes, and I'm sure you can. I super don't recommend it under the eyes. I find it to be way too thick for under the eyes. No matter how I set it, it gathers in my under eye creases. And I do have particularly creasy under eyes, even though I'm only 26. I know, I got some wrinkly under eyes, okay, I know. I just feel like I prefer a thinner formula, even if it maybe doesn't have as much coverage. I prefer a thinner, usually a doe foot applicator concealer for my under eyes. That's just me. However, I do love this concealer for covering blemishes. It really does a great job at being high pigment and covering the sort of redness that I get associated with my acne, especially around my mouth. So the first time I used this, I think I blended it out with a makeup sponge, and in hindsight, I don't like that because, first of all, it took some of the coverage away, and then I felt like it made the, whatever coverage was left, really cling to my dry patches. Oftentimes, some of the acne medicine that we use really dries out your skin because it's trying to dry out the zit, right? So if you're going to use this concealer, or any concealer really, I would recommend making sure that you re-moisturize that skin around the acne, and you maybe sort of try to exfoliate off some of the loose skin if you can. But my preferred way to apply this concealer, now I have the shade 1.2N with me here, and like I said, I also bought 1.1N, and they are a little bit too light for my face. So what I like to do is I put it on and I blend it out with just my finger, and that way I feel like I keep most of the coverage because your hands don't absorb makeup the same way a brush or a sponge would, right? So I put it on, I blend it out with my fingers, and then I actually apply the concealer under my foundation so that my foundation, if it's a little bit darker, can go on over top and sort of, even out the color. But even alone, like if I had the right shade, I feel like it would be perfect to just cover zits and stuff like that. So overall, I actually really do like this concealer. And one of the things that I love the most about this concealer, other than, because I'm just using it for zits, I actually really quite like the packaging. A little bit goes a long way with this concealer because it is so highly pigmented. So like this little bottle, even though, just looking at me here, it probably looks very small, it's going to last me forever because you only need a little bit and it really spreads out far. Packaging aside, one of the things that I do love about this product and The Ordinary in general is how inexpensive it is. This is a $5 concealer, and it's got really good coverage, and it really covers acne. So I can use this on my acne with one of my lighter coverage foundations that I love, and I'm going to get the sort of coverage that I love, that, my acne's covered, but the rest of my skin looks like skin, and it was only $5. So overall, I definitely recommend this if you want to use it for acne coverage, not if you want to use it for under the eyes. Just make sure that you don't do what I did and just pick the lightest shade. Make sure you look at the swatches, make sure you figure out which shade is actually going to be right for how you want to use it. 1.1N or 1.2N, whatever this is, would in theory have been great if I used it under my eyes, but for my face, I probably should have gone up like a full step, like maybe to 2 point something, because that is indeed how pale it is on me. It's like so too pale. It's like white on my face. But yeah, overall, you know, it's The Ordinary, so it's got pretty good ingredients. It's made in Canada. It's a Canadian brand. It's only $5. They have a really good shade range. I just need to pay more attention to it when I buy next time. And yeah, I like it. Just not for the under eyes, just only for zits. And again, if you are younger than me and you have nicer, more even under eyes and they're not as crinkly as me, maybe you love it for the under eyes, but it's just not for me. And anyways, those are my thoughts on the new Ordinary concealer. This little guy right here. Make sure you let me know what you think of this video in the comment section below, and you let me know what concealers you're loving these days. If you have a favorite concealer, I'd love to know. If you have, you know, a favorite brand or a favorite whatever. Like, I want to know all of your thoughts on concealers in the comment section below, because concealer is one of those makeups that I just feel like there's so many out there that I can hardly scratch the surface on what's out there, and I feel like I'm always discovering new formulas and new brands and that sort of thing, so I'd love to try more. So just let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, all that, and I guess I will see you in my next video. Bye!